Changing the White House Wi-Fi password to Kamala rules and Trump drools is amateur hour. So the Biden administration has taken steps to make Mar-a-Lago worthless, and the rest of Florida. Biden's EPA recently gave the go-ahead to Mosaic to test their radioactive roads. And if Florida lawmakers have any say about it, it'll be no time before they start paving this stuff in your neighborhood. So I came to the Alafaya River State Park, because what better place to show you that this stuff is radioactive than the Alafaya River State Park. This little display right over here has a chunk of phosphate ore that is stuck together like arrogant almost. Right around 300 CPM. Now, Medard Park, Hillsborough County, had somebody come in and test, and the expert recommended a 3.5 hour per day time limit exposures to right around 350 CPMs. I'm standing chest level. We're at 114. So just right here in the random spot before we even get really on the trail, 264. Let's go back this way. Trailhead's right there. Look how high we are. We're not even hardly in the trail. The EPA has given the okay on this, and a lot of politicians in Florida will go ahead and say stuff like, well, we trust the EPA. Well, I can tell you my experience with the EPA, the federal EPA, it's not good. Remember that Superfund site where I figured out they were running cattle and then selling the cattle for meat at market? I reached out to the federal EPA. It took them months to get back to me. But finally, a lady by the name of Portia McCurdy got back with me and said, listen, we've done studies, and the studies we've done said the cows on the Superfund site are safe. But when I reminded Miss Curdy that they signed a legal agreement on deed restrictions with the property owner, and that if I was on a piece of deed restricted property in a subdivision, I wouldn't be able to have cattle, and that deed restriction is a legally binding contract, when you paint them in a corner, they just stop talking. The EPA is not more trustworthy than anybody else. Why would you fine Sinister Diesel almost $1 million for polluting the air, but you turn a blind eye on all the phosphate sites? And when you reach out to the EPA, they tell you Florida is the lead agency. And then you reach out to the FDEP, and the FDEP says, oh, you should go talk to the Florida Department of Health for radiation on the phosphate mines, because we don't do that. All these parks that I've showed you that were former phosphate mines, this is what they look like. All that stuff that your kids are hiking on and biking on at the Alafaya River State Park, well, it's just left over from the phosphate companies. What else do you do with abandoned property in the state of Florida that ain't worth nothing? You turn it into a park. I'm Matt the Welder. God bless America. And in 2026, I want to be the governor that says no to the radioactive roads, but I need all the help I can get. Everything from donations to sharing videos that you like and comment and stuff like that.